Shanti. Or let the body relax and the thoughts turn within. Let the mind become relaxed and light. I think of myself as a spiritual light, a point of light, sitting here behind the eyes. I feel my own peace and silence. I am a spiritual being, playing my part in this drama of the whole world. I do my best and leave the rest to God. I feel that I am a trustee. I feel the Supreme Soul takes responsibility. And I play my part in peace and in lightness. I let it go. I keep my own peace. And I let others be. I have the courage to hold my peace. Om Shanti. Thank you, Vijai, for that very relaxing meditation. And as we welcome you to the Miami Brahma Kumaris Raja Yoga Center here. We are here in Miami. We are trying our best to be safe, to be free from the COVID-19 by sterilizing, washing, wearing masks, etc., social distances. But we here, Vijay is here with me. He is still stuck here. He's from Trinidad, as most of you have seen us together. And the airports in Trinidad have not opened up yet, so it gives me great pleasure. His company is great. And today we're going to talk about ThinkRIght, think light, and be courageous. ThinkRIght. Once we had that topic, and Vijay was talking about a thinking school. But what is a thinking school? What is our thoughts? Where does it go? Where does it flow? And what is right? And what is light? What is lightness? Is it a light that you see from an electric bulb or from the sun? Or is it something different we are talking about? And the question of courage. And our thought for today in our Facebook Miami Brahmakumari's website, Sister Marian was talking about courage. And it's important to have courage in every step we take in our life. So Vijay, let's start off Think Right, Think Light with courage.
Well, there are many thoughts you introduced there. So I was thinking about the thinking school. And when you have a car, you don't really need to know how it operates to drive it. It's more important to be able to drive it safely first than to understand how the engine functions. So I think we should work first on thinking right and thinking light. So thinking light is right for me.
Mm-hmm.
And light means not to hold on to everything. I am not responsible for the whole world. I am not even really responsible for the people who are next to me. I can only be fully responsible for myself. And hopefully that is not a hard thing to do. One will hope that we can listen to ourselves and we can be obedient to ourselves. And we can keep our thoughts positive, and we can accept that I have the right to be light and to let others be whatever they want to be. And what is important about being light is that once we are not heavy, we don't feel burdened and we don't feel stressed. It's easier to make decisions, and it's easier for the energy to flow and for us to move forward, and for us to keep our own self in a positive and active state. One of the techniques we can use for being light is to think of ourselves as not owners, that we are travelers, that we are part-time here.
We're on a journey.
We're on a journey. So for example, if Dave feels that he owns that shirt that he has.
A nice shirt. Hey, you got the same shirt too?
No, they are not the same. Let them be clear. Those shirts are not the same. I am wearing a white shirt with blue dots.
Well,
Dave is wearing a blue shirt with white squares. So they are different.
It looks the same in the camera.
So, if we think that I am the owner of the shirt, this is really not true. Dave might think he's the owner of this property, he's the owner of his apartment, but we are only owners for a short time, for a temporary period. So we don't have to hold this ownership very strong and very tight. That allows us to be light, to know that we are passing through, everything is temporary, we play our part, just like I am visiting here with Dave, so I don't feel very responsible for anything. But I thought that when I return to my own home, I could also keep that same attitude of lightness and not feeling very heavy and very responsible for every little thing that happens. We can be light, be like a trustee, be like we only are responsible for a short time. For example, when we go to work, we usually have a boss, and the boss is responsible, and my job is to be obedient. So I do what he or she says.
Well, we'll think about that one.
Okay.
But coming back to lightness, didn't mean to cut you off there. But lightness, I don't want to go into the boss one, but lightness. Let's think that we own our thoughts, right? We have all kinds of thoughts during the day, and we take ownership of it. And thinking right means that we are thinking less.
Yes, definitely less. And we all have. We're going to let go the boss. We all have people to whom we are responsible. We have parents, we have grandparents, we have children, we have kids. So we can at least, at the minimum, share our responsibility, share our burden, so we don't have to carry the whole world on our shoulders. So that's one way of being light, of letting go. And I think we should have the courage to be light, as some people think that if you are not responsible, if you are not heavy and you don't feel, you have to do it and you are not done, you are being irresponsible and you are being careless. But I don't think that is always true. We need a kind of balance between doing the right thing and letting go. It's that ability that having done the best, let it go, let it be. I think that is what requires courage.
So when we let go, we allow ourselves to be less burdened, so we are naturally light. And what is the things which, like when we have a goal and we are set and we've taken the steps to reach that goal, what do you think prevents us from moving forward in that goal? For example, what to give us more courage then? Because when we set out in a goal, sometimes we are defeated, we are held back, there are roadblocks. How do we deal with those things? What kind of courage do you need to get to the goal?
Well, I think thinking less will help. But all these setbacks and these obstacles, they are what we call life. If everything was running absolutely smoothly, we would all get bored. So we have our ups and our downs. Sometimes things go this way and sometimes go that way. And if it doesn't, we actually make some entertainment so that it goes this way or that way. We don't like things to be too straight. So these so-called obstacles and these so-called ups and downs of life is what makes us entertain. The trick is for us not to overthink it, for not to worry about it. You give it your best and let it go. Tomorrow is a completely the next day. You do what you could do today. You sleep lightly, you let it go, you have fun. I mean, I remember our grandparents, they were really simple people. They live in mud houses, can you imagine? When I was a kid, there were no doors. There were doorways, but no doors. And they were okay. I mean, they had a lot of fun. They had a lot of family meetings and gatherings. And they were light. I think they had their goal. They wanted the children to go to school. They wanted to increase their wealth. But whatever happened, happened. And I think they understood living more than we do. We hold on too much to these external symbols of success, so-called. The real success is to be able to maintain a peaceful state of mind, have good relationship with yourself, with others, and with God.
So thinking light, so thinking less, like they didn't think too much about the hardship which they were going through.
It was not hardship.
They had courage. They were courageous.
It was entertainment. I mean, after it happened, we talk about it. Do you remember when so and so happened? What stories would you have to tell if there wasn't some entertainment?
Yeah. So when there's the lightness, there's less burdens. A lot of time we carry along burdens which prevent us from being courageous. Burdens like waste thinking, waste thoughts about somebody, something, situation, something happened 20 years ago, 10 years ago about somebody, and I relive that. Those are like burdens. Those are like, just think about you walking around with 20 pounds backpack with you all the time. And they prevent us from being courageous. They prevent us from being light, from being free. Yesterday, Cathy, Tage, and Craig, and Sister Wadi were talking about freedom. And, being light, is a stepping stone for freedom. Getting rid of the burdens which are unnecessary. We don't benefit from those kinds of burdens. Somebody said something bad about me or wrong about me, 10 years ago or maybe yesterday, and I have that in my mind and I relive it so many times. So it's important to let go let go, let go, let go, let go. And that's the stepping stone for freedom. But you need courage to do that. You need stepping stone of courage. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I think one method we could use is to have a network of people with whom we can share our so-called burdens. Now, some people say share our life, some people say share old talk, and some people say to share your burdens. But by talking about things, it becomes lighter for us. And having spoken about it, if you speak to the correct person, you can let it go altogether. But definitely sharing. And to some degree, we do need courage to open ourselves. Sometimes we feel the things that I am carrying or the burden that I have is very private. But in fact, there's nothing really private in the world. Everything has already happened to everyone. Sometimes we feel that, I am the very first person in the whole wide world who has this issue. It's not really true. People, go through so many things, and it's not completely new. So have the courage to share, to open yourself, to be vulnerable, and people will help you carry the burden. They will share the sense of responsibility that is required.
So one method of getting light, you're saying, is to talk about it.
To talk about it. Have a network of people.
Yeah, here in America we call it a counselor. We go for counseling. And indeed, if you share it with the wrong person, they would narrate it all over the place. That's why they say, they have a counselor. So it's private and it's treated with respect. So counseling is one of those things which you can do, or talk to somebody who you really trust and who has your best interest at heart. And let's be free, let's be light, let's be courageous. So as we continue to thinking right, being light and free, we find joy in our journey. Mm-hmm. That's one step to find joy in the journey. Otherwise, if we have a burden, we are heavy, we can't move, there's no freedom. So let's be light, let's be joyful, let's find joy in the journey. And as we wrap up, you have any last?
We could also take the idea of lifelong learning, where we're always reading or listening to positive things from which we get little hints about how to let go, how to be light, how to think right, and how to have courage. Reading and listening to positive things, and communicating with friends who talk about these issues would certainly help.
All right. Well, thank you, and have a happy rest of the Monday. And please do tune in at the same time every day to hear different conversation from different resource from the Miami Brahma Kumaris. And please have a wonderful night. Be safe. Be kind. Find joy in the journey. Thank you.